Welcome everyone back to the channel. Today we got a brand new BO6 zombies video for you guys, in which today we are showing you how to complete the Terminus Easter egg step by step. You can do this either on co-op or on solo. With the first step you need to do is turning on the power by activating the 3 different generators, and then by going into the water after getting all 3 of the generators done and getting the patch punch moved up so you can then access the patch punch as well. Then we need to build the beam smasher wonder weapon, and to do that you need to, with your first step, needing to be interacting with 3 computers around the map, with your first one being in the dots area near the Deadshot perk, your second one being in the communications area near Stamina Up, and your last one being in the storage area near the Quick Revive machine. Next you need to get the Deadwire ammo mod and get to the bottom area of the Patch Punch area on the Patch Punch platform, moving up and then shooting this Electrobot says behind the Patch Punch machine in a little window, then looking slightly to your right and shooting that one, then shooting the Electrobot says behind the Patch Punch machine, then going towards the jug room and then shooting the Electrobot says above the power, then going slightly outside of the jug room behind that same power station and shooting the Electrobots there. And now you have opened the research station. Now that you have opened the research station, you need to shoot the zombie that is on the floor for your first part. Once you have got that, you need to make your way to the C tower and shoot the briefcase that has the zombie hand on it. Once you have done that, interact with it to open it and you have got your second part. Once you have done that, make your way back to the research station and put that second part with inside the computer. Now we need to enter in a code, which you can go toward Peck and give him 5,000 points to get the code, and once you have got that, you can enter in that code for your second part, in which it will come out. And now you need to go to the location that is marked on the map on the computer, in which there's going to be an orb there, which you need to interact with it, and then it will start a lockdown step in which you need to shoot the zombies that the orb shoots, take the orbs that are dropped by those zombies and bring them back to the orb, and you will do this 3 times with there going to be 2 different spots as the orbs move. Once you have completed all those steps, you will get your final part for it, in which you now need to take all those parts back to the research station, and you have crafted the Beam Smasher Wonder Weapon. And once you have done that, you need to make your way back to the Patch Punch area and shoot the trap that is near the PhD tunnel once you have activated it. And when it's activated, shoot the middle part of the trap, in which that should drop a hard drive for you and you can collect it. And once you have collected it, you need to take that all the way back to Strauss and Peck. And once you have given that to Strauss and Peck, you then need to make your way to the bio lab and then interact with the big metal tube that is in the middle of the area in the bio lab. Alright, now that we have this metal tube open, we now need to make our way around the map and find the code. The code is going to be in 3 different spots. Our first spot's going to be over here by interrogations by this clock. As you can see here, we're going to look at our hour hand, and in this case it's going to be 1. Then we're going to make our way over here to the mess hall and look at this board over here. This board giving us a card right here. In this card it has a 3, so our next code is 3. And finally we need to make our way over to the engineer's room and look at this days since last incidents. And in this case it's 8, so our last code will be 8 for this game. And now that we have all of our code numbers, we now need to make our way back to the chamber. Now that you have entered in the code, you now need to interact with the tube by releasing these valves by pressing your interact button. And now the boss fight will begin. This boss fight is pretty difficult, so I would recommend you guys having some very good weapons like the ASG or even the Patch Punch GS45s. That way you can have some good damage as well, as this will help in both boss fights. Once you have completed that boss fight, you now need to jump off this railing right here and then get this key card that is at the bottom right here, as Ethan has dropped this key card. Now that we have this key card, we now need to make our way to the boat that is on the other side of the map. That way we can start the lockdown phase to get the node connectors, which is right here. So we'll come right here, climb this ladder, enter this door, and then you have these power nodes right here. And what you need to do now is to shot charge here and a shot charge here, and the activation of both shot charges should open this door. If not, you can do the lockdown sequence. It's not too difficult with the ASG shotgun or the GS45 pistol and the beam smasher for you guys to do. Now we need to replace these power nodes, with one location being right there. Once you have that one, you're going to need to make your way back to the shipwreck and get your second power node. Once you grab your second power node, you'll need to make your way to your second empty slot, like with another location that you could possibly have being over here, which my game did not. So we will now make our way to the third and final location that the node can be in. Keep in mind there is only going to be 2 empty node slots for you, so keep that in mind. And our final one will be over here near the Speed Cola room, all the way down here. If you're taking this path, you should be absolutely fine, and it will be right here, which we will now repair it. And once you have done that, you will get on to your next step. Now that we have done the node step, we now need to make our way to the guard station where Peck and Strauss are. Once we do that, the SAM device will give us a hacking device, and now we need to make our way over to the 3 separate buoys that are around the map. Now that we have the hacking device, we now need to make our way over to the 3 buoys around the map that are outside, with our first location being over by the ship over here, with our first location being right here beside the shipwreck, which we will interact with this getting close by and then hack the signal. And then now we need to make our way over to our next 2 spots. Keep in mind you have a timer before you lose connection to the buoys. It shows you right here. It is a 2-minute timer. Then you have to drive around the map and get your other buoys. But if you follow this path here, you'll get to your second buoy over here. If you follow this path, it should be a lot easier. Now that we had this second buoy, we will have 1 more buoy to interact with, and our final one will be right here near the island that we crafted our beam smasher wonder weapon part. And now that we have done that, we now need to make our way back to the bio lab, in which there is going to be a lockdown step, in which we now need to defuse 3 different bombs. I would recommend for this step that you have some either decoy grenades, monkey bombs, and ether shroud, as this will make the step a whole lot easier, as this is a time step, as you will have 4 minutes to do this step. This is a very chaotic step, so make sure if you're doing this solo that you give yourself enough time. Keep in mind, when you start interacting with the bombs, you will also have an ability to have time to get away from the bombs and re-defuse them, so don't worry. But if you stay away from them for too long, you will actually lose time on those. As you can see here, I'm interacting with this. I'm getting it all the way to 0.5%. I'm actually going to force it all the way through. As you can see, you can do it in 1 step. It is very difficult to do it in 1 step, but you will have 2 more. Those will be on the bottom here, with our second one being right here, right near the step, and an ammo crate. As you can see here, I ran away from this one, and it's still within the progress that I left it at, so I re-interacted with it. You can do this with the other ones as well. And our last one will be in this corner, right near the boat spawn. And once you have completed the step, all the zombies that are around you will despawn. So don't worry about those zombies, as you can see here. But once you have done that, you have completed it. And now it is time to go into boss fight, which the door for it will be right here. And once you are ready, you can interact with it. But I would recommend having all the perks that you need, as well as tier 3 pack and legendary as well, as this boss fight is very difficult, as it's got 3 different phases to it. But you can damage the boss wherever you need to, so all damage points are allowed, but it does have some crit points with some glowing red spores and its face. Do not worry about trying to damage the tentacles outside the map, even though, yes, it does help damage the boss. It is not very helpful in damaging him. Once the health has finally 0 for the Patient 13 boss fight, it will explode, and shortly after the cutscene will start. And with that, you guys have completed the Terminus boss fight. If this guide was helpful for you guys, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more BO6 Easter egg guides like this, as we should have the Liberty Falls Easter egg guide up. If it's not already up, it will be up shortly. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.